When we previewed Cat Quest 3 back in May, we had a confession to make. Truth be told, Cat Quest 3 was not really on our radar. Yeah, we knew about the title, but weren't exactly excited about it, having not played any of the previous entries, and in general, it just looked like a fun, family-friendly game, but maybe nothing more. After an hour of play, we both realized how utterly wrong we were, and Cat Quest 3 quickly became one of our most anticipated titles. Those first few hours with the game were incredibly solid, and it got us thinking, if the game could keep that up for, I don't know, a brief 10 or so hour co-op campaign, we could have the makings of a co-op game of the year contender. Well, I'm not gonna leave you with a tease here, I'm just gonna come out and say that yes, Cat Quest 3 delivers on that promise. Whether you're a new fan or a franchise veteran, we're all here for the same reason. Let's talk about why we think Cat Quest 3 is a stellar co-op game.
Get in there. I can do the heals, I'll give you the heals. I'm down, dude, I'm down. You're almost down too, watch out. Finish him! Holy crap, bro.
That's crazy.
We don't need to spend too long on the ease of play. Cat Quest 3 is a straightforward 2-player, local, shared screen co-op title. You can play through the entirety of the game with the second player from the jump by adding them in the main menu. If you purchase the game on Steam, you can use Remote Play to join up with a friend online, but keep in mind the quality of that will depend entirely on your own internet connection. The second player has all the same capabilities as the first player, able to make markings on the map and use the menu, talk to NPCs, customize their character, and so on. You are always tethered to each other. Again, this is not split screen but shared screen. However, we never were bothered by that limitation. It all works really well in co-op from a playability perspective.
Oh god, this is terrible. Holy shoot.
Right, dude, I just barely dodged that last one.
Nice. One thing I want to get out of the way real quick is that if you're like us and haven't played the previous Cat Quest titles, don't worry, you won't feel lost. There are a couple callbacks and a bit of a setup for the next game, but this is very much its own tale. And unlike the previous games, it's a pirate tale. You are pirate cats in search of the famous North Star treasure. The catch is, so is every other pirate crew in the Caribbean. From the Metalhead Pirates to the Spicy Squid Gang, and lastly, the big bad of them all, the Pirate King and his crew. After some cutscenes and a tutorial, you're given pretty much free reign over the open world. If you want to follow the main quest, there's a neat little feature that has these star guides dotted across the world, always pointing you towards your net's main objective. This isn't the biggest open world, but it is packed full of some really surprising content, so it's very easy to get sidetracked. And that's exactly what happened to us. Rather than following the main objective, we quickly got into a rhythm of letting our curiosity lead us. We'd find a spot on the map and go there, solve some puzzles, clear a dungeon, and before long, we get that nice checkmark on the map letting us know we've done everything there is to do on that island. By that point, we probably accumulated enough gold to go upgrade our gear, so we'd sail back to town only to go find another island and do it all over again until we got to level 40 or something and decided that yeah, maybe it's time to do the main quest now. That's pretty much the gameplay loop. But speaking of gear, there is a lot of it. Cat Quest 3 is an RPG light, but it goes way deeper than either of us expected it. The build crafting in this game is one of the biggest surprises, so why don't we talk about that and everything else Cat Quest 3 nails in co-op. Oh dang, dude. Oh dang. Oh god. Oh my god.
I'm sorry. Dude, the game is so broken. I can't see anything. Bro, you are breaking the game
This
right
is
now.
madness, dude. This
Every
is madness.
attack was just like massive frame drops. Holy crap, these poor squids, bro.
I'm just gonna pick up where Gabe left off with that build craft conversation, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but Cat Quest 3 has some of my favorite build crafting in co-op I've ever played. The beauty is in the simplicity. You only have 2 pieces of armor, a melee and a ranged weapon, a handful of treasures, and spells to equip. Each piece of armor has some sort of ability tethered to it, like more fire damage, that you then pair together with these treasures that give you better mana consumption or whatever, that then you can pair with fire weapons and then with the fire spells, and now you're a bona fide fire build. Or you can equip the Rogue set, which adds to attack speed, find some treasures that focus on melee combos or hitting as many melee hits as possible, adding to your crit damage or something, add in the claws that increase your attack speed further, and now you've created a bona fide speed build.
I want to see how fast my attacks are.
Holy.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm an animal.
That's
oh my gosh.
insane.
Oh, literally my remote play is like freezing right now. I can't handle it.
That's actually insane.
Again, it doesn't take a Fextra Life build video to do that, but with unique attacks and animations, you always feel incentivized to change up your build because it's just so easy to do it. Upgrading equipment is relatively cheap to do, and you occasionally find duplicates in chests or from enemies that upgrade the item automatically. Plus, new items you find are usually leveled up to match what you're currently at in the game. You wouldn't think it, but it was actually super hyped to even find the duplicates of an item that we already had, because you just like to see the numbers go up on a piece that you liked, or it was just really hyped to find the second piece to a build that you'd been waiting for. And of course, the builds wouldn't mean much in co-op if they didn't actually affect your other player, but they do sometimes. You've got the potential for a tank build with a shield spell that protects your ally, or a healing build that allows you to more efficiently heal your ally. Of course, you could go for the up-close bruiser with the spell guy in the back. It's all here in Cat Quest 3. Builds also wouldn't mean much if combat was too simplistic to care, but yet again, Cat Quest surprised us. Now don't get me wrong, we're not talking about a Souls-like. Cat Quest 3 is designed for casuals as much as it is for Gabe and I, but there's enough challenge in boss design that you do need to pay attention to their evolving movesets if you want to succeed on that first try. Bosses have well telegraphed AoE attacks mixed with homing missiles or sweeping melee swipes that you have to dodge, helps keep you on your toes. The game also does a neat thing by switching the perspective in some dungeons from isometric to 2D, changing how you play. Not every encounter is going to be a challenge, but on a few occasions we actually found ourselves having to communicate and work together to make it through the boss. Sure, it was our first try each time that we beat them, but it made us at least think it out a little bit. Finally, I want to talk about quest design. While it's not necessarily something that is designed around co-op, we always found it exciting to make the discoveries together. For instance, there's this really cool quest where you have to find books that tell you the tale of a deceased rat and his love. It sounds like a basic fetch quest, but it's so much more than that. Every time you find a book, you bring it back and it turns the dungeon into a choose-your-own adventure where you try and retell his story for a better conclusion. There's a little bit of combat intermixed, but it's really about the choices and the excellent writing that, like, spoiler, is throughout the entire game. Yes, playing it in co-op doesn't do much outside of sharing that cool moment with your friend and making decisions together, but still, solving it together felt all the more rewarding. And that's just one example of how, even with simple fetch quests, the devs always found a way to impress us and mix up the formula. There's a ton of variety in what you're doing on a minute-to-minute basis, but let me turn it over to Gabe to talk more on that and finish up the review.
Squeaky
Not
the
squeaky.
boss? Nice.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, that was actually
dude.
sick as hell.
Oh my gosh.
My
Poor
teleport
squeaky.
hit too. I love that.
So typically, this is the point in the review where we would outline our critiques of the title, what didn't work for us, so to speak. But frankly, guys, we had a hard time coming up with any solid critiques of Cat Quest 3. The only thing we could maybe throw out there was the ship combat, in that it didn't always feel the best. But even then, it was still pretty fun. Instead, we're gonna close things out with our final thoughts on the game. I want to double down on what Andrew was getting at with the sheer variety of gameplay here. Even with the limited mechanics, Cat Quest 3 always found ways to surprise us. Whether it was a puzzle in a dungeon or the sudden addition of a wave-based challenge, the game always kept us on our toes. Part of that is certainly thanks to the visuals and excellent writing too. The world and characters are beautifully rendered in this 2.5D art style that just works so well for this game. Even with zero voice acting, every character feels so unique and well realized, from the Metallica-inspired metalhead pirates to the tough barkeep, or even just a random board that's part of the funniest side quest in the game. The writing always finds a balance between all the cat puns to bring just a bit of sincerity to the characters that often caught us off guard in the best way possible. But that's really the story of this game for us. It constantly surprised us and proved that it was a lot more than what we thought it was. Cat Quest 3 has something for everyone, and it's a testament that two seasoned gamers like ourselves can find it as enjoyable as we did. We think this game could be perfect for more casual gamers too, and reminds us of Disney Illusion Island from from last year as a perfect game to introduce you to a genre, here being an action RPG. So if Cat Quest 3 wasn't already on your radar, don't make the same mistake as us. Find someone to play with because we promise you won't be disappointed.
Thanks for watching, guys. We loved our time with Cat Quest 3, and we hope the review showed that. If it's helped you decide if Cat Quest 3 is for you and your best friend, give the video a like and consider subscribing for more co-op game recommendations. Shout out to our patrons for supporting us. We have a video for everyone coming out in the next few weeks that they got to vote on, so consider joining them over there if you want to do the same. Either way, we'll catch you next time on another episode of the Co-op Bros.
No fucking way.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Holy shit.
F me, bro. Your boy just popped.
Yo, this shit's level 32.
Oh, look at us, dude. We're the two bosses. We're the two other freaking pirates.
Wait,
Let's
that's fucking
go,
amazing.
dude.
I love that.
This is so hot.
Dude, that's so sick.
Bro, look at us. Look at us.
Dang, that's so sick.
Let's go. Oh, look at that. Wow.
No way, dude.
Love
That's
Cat Quest
awesome.
3, bro.